High snap, play action, Nichols underneath, caught, gets away from one tackler, gets away from two tacklers, down the sidelines, one man to beat, stutter step, getting away to the end zone, number 8, Dylan Talley, touchdown, Bowie.
Robertson in motion, Craven's back to pass, goes across the middle, Ghostin holds it in, he's gonna go to the touchdown, to the house, Cravens to Ghostin, Colt, touchdown!
As a tight end, pulls a guard, Barrett finds the hole, follows the pulling guard, cuts outside, bounces outside to the 20, 10, 15, 5, touchdown, Bowers, touchdown, Bowie!
And folks, we have history at Haltom. Danny Bustamante has just pitched a no-hit, no-run, no-walk shutout. A perfect game for Danny Bustamante.
Rios looks at Alvarado and turns home. It's going to that left field gap. That's a base hit. Here comes Axel Alvarado. The Colts are going to take the lead in the top of the 7th on the base hit by Gannon Howard. Burkle out of position. They've got to pass, and they've got to go! Patomeco with the pass. Mirario has a bit of a look. Shot on goal, and he gets it in! Two tight end set here as we go to the left-hand side with B.J. Rogers. Rogers is into the second level. B.J. Rogers to midfield. One man trying to catch up to him, but he will not. Number 6 in for 6. That will do it.
This broadcast is under intellectual property and may not be repurposed or reproduced without express written consent. Enjoy this presentation from Zach Arnold Productions. Energetic Media Solutions.
It was a very helter-skelter way of getting put together, but we are ready for a very big production for baseball night in Arlington, Texas. The pregame show presented by Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is coming up right after this. Copy the link, hit the share button. We've got some great surprises in store for you tonight here on Zap. John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346.
Welcome to Texas High School Baseball on the Zap Network. I am Zach Arnold, and my Pops Doug is on the call with me. And
Zach, it's my first time here at Colt Field this year. It's going to be a lot of fun to be back on the old ball field behind the high school, and our two favorite teams going head-to-head.
Yeah, we've got the Bowie Volunteers and the Arlington Colts, and we've got a multi-cam production because both of the teams that we cover are playing tonight. So we've got a look inside the Arlington dugout from Cam, the cameraman, and then we've got a beautiful look of the sunset from our cameraman Chaz out in the visitors' grandstands. So we've got a really, really immersive production for you all here tonight as Arlington and Bowie get ready to go at it. The head coach of the Arlington Colts is Brian Womack, and the head coach of the Bowie Volunteers is Alex Johnson. Very familiar with one another as the Colts get ready for their intros, possibly ceremonial first pitch here. Pops, it is Sam Strong night. Arlington wore Sam Strong in their warm-up jerseys here this evening to honor Sam Soto, who was recently diagnosed with cancer. There is a GoFundMe going around on the various Arlington High social media pages, and Coach Womack asked me to make a very special point of emphasis for Sam Strong here tonight. The Arlington High and the Arlington ISD community is with you, Sam. We wish you all the very best on your very brave and valiant fight.
Zach, it's canned food night tonight, benefiting Mission Arlington, Mission Metroplex, and Coach Womack is escorting Tilly Bergen herself out to the pitching mound, and Tilly's going to throw out the ceremonial first pitch to Axel Alvarado. It's a heater coming in strong, and it's going to be a strike right across the plate from Tilly Bergen to kick off canned food night here at Colt Field, benefiting the
Miss Tilly Bergen is here with her son,
Mission Arlington, Mission Metroplex.
At tonight's game to benefit the incredible work of Mission Arlington.
Yeah, Mission Arlington, Mission Metroplex, very instrumental in the community. And our friend Yadi Pagan actually orchestrated this fundraiser to try to get things put together for the community as the Arlington ISD community comes together on the ball field. So we're very thankful for everything that Mission Arlington does, and we're thankful that you're tuning in to tonight's broadcast here on the Zap Network. Brought to you by John Wade Roofing and the pregame show presented by Chapman Cornelius. Pops, I wasn't able to find the script in time, but I know that Chapman Cornelius has been doing business in the Arlington area for over 50 years. So don't let insurance be a headache. Chapman Cornelius can create custom plans tailored to your small business's needs and budget. All you have to do is go to www.chapman-cornelius.com to find out more. Not bad for somebody who didn't have the script in front of him. We're waiting for the umpires so that we can get the game officially underway. But, Pops, we saw Bowie take a couple on the chin against Martin last week. We saw Arlington take 2 from Sam Houston. The Colts are currently tied atop the district with a 5-1 8-6A record. Bowie with a couple of district wins and looking to stay in the playoff hunt. And a win against their inner city rivals would go a long way towards helping that cause.
Yeah, one of the things that Bowie really wants to focus on tonight as a team are their bats. Their defense has not been bad. The pitching has been okay. It's just been timely hitting by the Bowie bats that has been the biggest struggle, I think, all year long. And we saw the same thing out at Sam Houston last week when I was calling that ball game. And it's just, I mean, they were able to win both of those games, but it was a struggle throughout from start to finish.
Yeah, a hard-fought game, as it kind of tends to be within the district. I mean, Bowie split their home-and-home series with the Grand Prairie Gophers and split their home-and-home with the Sam Houston Texans. So any given night seems to be the trend here in this district. Arlington was able to win on the road at South Grand Prairie and then lost by 10 to those same Warriors at home just a couple of days later. So any given night is kind of the trend, kind of the theme.
The Colts played Sam Houston last week and swept them as we have a couple of umpires strolling onto the field finally.
We do have the officials, and with the access that we've got with Cam the cameraman, we get a in-person view of what it's like to say hello to our officials and our head coaches here this evening. Go ahead and continue your thought, Pops. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Well, it was just the home-and-home series versus Sam. I got to call the game at Sam Houston on Friday night. Here at Colt Field, Danny Bustamante went complete game shutout against the Texans and in a run rule fashion. So the Colt bats are still hot right now. And they did the same thing on Friday night, dominating with the bats. We saw Brendan Bouchel get the win on Friday night. And so it was the Colts are on a streak right now and are coming into this game at 5 wins and 1 loss in District 8-6A. And so they're looking to keep pace with the other teams in the district. Lamar is leading the district. South Grand Prairie is leading. There's a 3-way tie right now for that top spot. Lamar, kind of a dark horse this year, coming out of nowhere, very strong. And so that series is coming up next week against the Arlington Colts. And so there's just some really, really good baseball coming up, folks. And this one should start off a really hot game here tonight between the series between the Bowie Volunteers and the Arlington Colts. So we're really looking forward to it.
Pops, I was doing a little bit of production on the back end. Did you mention that this is a home and home that's on back-to-back days?
It's on back-to-back days because of the weather. We're forecasting some serious rainy weather coming up on Thursday. Normally this game would have been on Thursday. No baseball on Good Friday, so all the games were on Thursday, but then they got moved up to Wednesday. So a Tuesday night affair here tonight, and then a Wednesday night ball game tomorrow night over at the ballpark at Bowie. So back-to-back nights here between Arlington and Bowie as we get this series in before the rain hits, we hope.
And in before Easter weekend.
Yeah.
Donna Nipper is already in the chat cheering for the Colts. Hopefully there's some Bowie faithful that are tuning in tonight as well. Go ahead and join the chat. You just have to subscribe to the channel and wait a brief 10 minutes. And then you can join the chat and let us know where you're tuning in from.
Zach, as the coaches part ways at the plate, I'm going to go ahead and set the stage for the Arlington Colts defensively as they get ready to be introduced by Randy Russ up in the press box. Coach Womack giving the go-ahead sign to the PA announcer here at Colt Field. Starting for the Colts at first base, Noah Cifuentes. Over at second base, Simon Hercules will be playing second. Third base, Abe Alvarado holding down the hot corner for the Colts tonight. And at shortstop, Colin Murphy, and you'll hear why Colin's at shortstop tonight here in just a second. Left field, Dom Trillo playing in left field for the Colts tonight. Gannon Howard in center field. And Payne Kernal, who I just met his dad up in the press box, nice gentleman. Payne Kernal in right field for the Colts. Your battery tonight for Arlington High, Axel Alvarado playing behind the plate. And on the mound, Alex Bustamante. Bustamante on the pitching mound for the Colts tonight. Bustamante going an undefeated season so far here in district. I was blessed to be able to be on the radio call with my wife Patsy for his perfect game against the Haltom Buffaloes in the season opener up in Haltom. And since then, he's continued nothing but winning ways on the pitching mound for the Colts. So, Cifuentes, Hercules, Alvarado, Murphy around the infield, Trillo, Howard, and Kernal left to right. The battery, Axel Alvarado and Danny Bustamante on the mound as we're introducing the Volunteers. They'll be batting first tonight. Batting first for Bowie, number 5, Jackson Turner playing shortstop. Batting second for Bowie, number 3, Micah Couch playing center field tonight. Batting third for the Volunteers, number 11, Christian Uribe holding down their hot corner tonight at third. Batting fourth for the Volunteers, number 7, Roman Ortega playing first base for them. Batting fifth for the Volunteers, number 14, Idem Fiorentino playing right field. Last minute change for Coach Johnson. Right field for Idem Fiorentino tonight. Batting sixth for the Volunteers, number 8, Josue Martinez playing second base. Batting seventh, number 2, Andrew Vega, and Vega will be on the mound for the Volunteers. Batting eighth, number 21, Andrew Calzada, the catcher. And batting ninth, number 24, Darian Brown playing left field for the Volunteers. Another last-minute change for Coach Johnson, moving Brown from right field to left field. We'll revisit the Volunteers' defense when they come out for their half of the bottom of the first inning. Leading off for them, though, will be Turner, Couch, and Uribe, 1, 2, 3 for the Volunteers. The PA announcer is announcing the last few Colts here tonight, the reserve players for tonight's ball game. And then we'll step aside for the national anthem here at Colt Field tonight.
Number 15, Cody Cleveland.
Looking forward to
Number 16,
both of these
Oscar
teams
Aguilar.
going head-to-head. We cover
18, Colin
Bowie
Hutchins.
separately, all of their home and away games. We cover
22,
Arlington
Brendan
separately, all of their
Bushell.
home and away games. So
Number
we're well
25,
acquainted with
Julian
both of these
Vanderbilt.
teams for Coach Womack.
Number
Coach Womack
27,
picking up his
Michael
100th win so
Head
far
coach
this
of your
season,
Colts is
or in
Brian
his
Womack,
career.
assisted by David
Picked it up at the
Christian Alvarez,
perfect game
and
with
Travis
Bustamante
Miller.
up in Haltom.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And so
Keller,
he's just
Colt.
adding to those 100 wins in his career. And Coach Johnson and his Bowie Volunteers lined up, and we're ready for the national anthem. We'll step aside from the talking and honor our country with the playing of the national anthem. We'll be right back.
The fight of one of our own Colts. Sam Soto is a junior football player and former baseball player here at Arlington High. He was recently diagnosed with germ cell tumor cancer. The Colt family will be alongside Sam and the Soto family throughout his treatments and his road to recovery. At this time, if you would please rise, and gentlemen, please remove your caps as we honor America and Americans around the world with the playing of our national anthem.
Copy the link, hit that share button, as another famous voice in the DFW Metroplex likes to say. It is baseball time in Texas. Alongside my pops Doug, I'm Zach Arnold, bringing you this edition of High School Baseball on the Zap Network, presented by John Wade Roofing. We've got our primary camera up top. Camera 2 is Cam Wilcox. Camera 3 along the first baseline is Chaz Melton. Mom, the producer, is clicking the score bug, and John Ethan is doing our video mixing production here on this evening's broadcast. That's right, folks. We've got 3 cameras in store for you on tonight's broadcast. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Number 5, Axel Alvarado. And pitching number 4, Danny Bustamante. Bustamante pitching for the Colts.
Bustamante taking his warm-up pitches as we get our voices warmed up for tonight's ball game. I see Elaine Nieves cheering for Bowie in the YouTube chat. Thanks so much for tuning in to tonight's game. We appreciate everybody, Bowie and Arlington, faithful alike, being a part of what we are calling the AISD Game of the Week. And lucky for us, we get to do it again tomorrow evening as well, with the Volunteers serving as the home team for that ball game. It takes a village, Pops. That's what the phrase says, and our village was able to get this game ready to go in just enough time, with a lot of flexibility and a lot of help from various people. You working on lineups and sound and stream, and our camera guys working on getting their transmitters up and running. But we finally have ourselves a ball game ready to go here in Arlington, Texas.
You know, Zach, that's one of the things we strive to do, is to keep the stream as smooth as possible, get ready for the play-by-play, to bring the fans at home and abroad all over the nation a picture of what's happening here at the ball field. But there's an awful lot that goes on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't get to see.
Well, they're going to get to see a little bit of it here tonight, as Jackson Turner, the shortstop, gets ready to dig into the right-handed batter's box. The right-handed pitching, Danny Bustamante, getting his cuts. And as we get ready to start this ball game, we remind you that the first pitch is presented by Modern West Windows and Doors. Open up your home to new possibilities as we open up this ball game with ball number 1. Turner takes a look at another ball, quickly ahead in the count, 2-0. Fouled out of play to bring the count to 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 is in play to the gap, and that's a leadoff base hit for Jackson Turner to left field. And that is something that the Bowie offense has been looking for, is leadoff base runners in order to try to give themselves some momentum. And they have it here to lead off the ball game. You see Micah Couch, the center fielder, digging in as Christian Uribe waiting in the on-deck circle. Cam, the cameraman, down there along the first baseline as we see that check down over to first. Fouled straight back into the netting. 4-0-1 count. Interesting to see Couch swinging away here, Pops, as we have seen instances of Bowie electing to play small ball sometimes to try to move the runner over.
You know, one of the things that's...
And just as I said, Turner's off and running. The throw is high, and it's a stolen base as it's strike 2 at the plate to Couch.
Those foul balls back into the netting here behind home plate. This field is the closest plate to the backstop in any of the fields in the district. 312 down the left and right field lines here at Colt Field. 425 to straightaway center field. Kind of set the stage for you here as Bustamante comes back with an 0-2 pitch here.
Tried to catch him on the inside corner with the heat, and it is not successful. And that one's going to go off of his left arm. A hit by pitch puts the first 2 base runners aboard for Christian Uribe. The literal best case scenario for the Bowie lineup here in the top of the first.
Yeah, I think Bustamante was trying to throw a breaking ball there inside, and it never broke. It just stayed hanging outside and went right into Couch's left shoulder. It'll leave a baseball-sized bruise for Couch there. And Bowie's cooking here with 2 on and nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Axel Alvarado's going to go over to take care of some electrical equipment issues with his headset, the connection between Coach Womack and the dugout and home plate. Give Bustamante a little bit of a breather here to kind of collect his thoughts and try and work out of this little situation he's in here in the top of the first.
Noah Cifuentes anticipating the small ball, but if there's anybody who's got a big bat in this lineup, it's Christian Uribe. He got the walk-off base hit down the left field line to help give Bowie their first district win. No, second district win, I apologize. Second district win of the season. And with a man in scoring position and nobody out, I have a hard time believing that he's going to try to lay down a sacrifice here. He's too big a bat to do that.
This is one of those situations that Bowie baseball is looking to come through with a clutch hit with a runner in scoring position here.
Dalisa Bustamante cheering for Danny, as is the rest of Colt Nation. They'll feign towards second base there. Murphy locking down the shortstop position while Busta is on the mound. Simon Hercules getting the start on the opposite corner over at second. And that off-speed bottoms out underneath the swing of Uribe. Good pitch to make it 0-1. And again, the off-speed and a called strike at the knees. Bustamante ahead in the count, 0-2.
Nice curveball coming in at 12 o'clock, dropping off the table at 6. Got some good action on it.
The 0-2. I guess it was a bit too high for the umpire there. And that'll result in a 1-2 count. Bustamante very aware of those two leadoff runners that are aboard, trying to send Uribe back to the dugout. And he does just that, catches him with the fastball after a couple of off speeders. And Busta records the strikeout for out number 1.
Key strikeout there against a big bat. Ramon Ortega coming up the first baseman now with 1 out and 2 runners on for Bowie.
As we see the first baseline there, as that one bounces away, and there go the base runners. It's a short backstop, but they do make it to second and third anyway on the wild pitch by Bustamante.
Even though there's a very short distance here behind home plate, maybe 20 feet.
Not even. I'd say 10 to 12.
10 to 12 feet. Axel still had some difficulty catching up with it in time to get it down to third.
That heater crosses that right-hand part of the plate, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
Again, Bowie fans hoping to get a clutch hit here with runners in two runners in scoring position.
Now. Try to catch him sleeping over there at third base. Unsuccessful. The 1-1. Chopper up the third baseline, foul, and it's now 1-2 to Ortega. Sun is setting here at Colt Field as Bustamante makes his way back to the pitcher's mound, recovering a new ball. Sun sets just over that left field fence, and from where we're positioned, it ends up in our face more than half the time. They'll throw to Hercules, and it's into center field, and the E1 is going to score the first run of the game. Here comes Turner. The throw was low to Hercules, and it skitters out into center field, and it's 1-0 Bowie. Still 1-2. That's a base hit to left field. Ortega delivers the RBI, and it's 2 across for the Volunteers here in the top of the first. Couch comes in from third.
Good, strong stroke of the bat there by Ramon Ortega. Right through the gap between Alvarado and Murphy into left field, and a little bit past Trillo out there. He had to run and catch up to it to get it back in the infield to keep Ortega at first. But a very good start for Bowie here in the top of the first inning as they're up 2-0.
Fastball right by Fiorentino for swinging strike 1. Some celebrations in the Bowie dugout as they have plated the first 2 runs here in the first inning and still just have 1 out as Fiorentino will send that one foul down that third baseline.
Coach Crowder's having to do a little dance down there in the third base coaching box to keep from getting hit by that hot shot. Good moves there, Coach.
The 0-2. Check swing, he went around. Strike 3 and out number 2. Couple of fastballs inside and then catches him late on the swing with the off speeder. Martinez. And that'll take us to Josue Martinez. Swing and a miss from Martinez, and it's 0-1.
Bustamante bringing some heat there as Martinez was well behind that pitch. Throw over to first. Not even a tag.
Yeah, Ortega's not taking the largest lead off. And that's 0-2 as he clips the outside corner. Bustamante trying to get out of this inning with just 2 runs allowed. Axel was ready to go to the dugout. Danny was ready to go to the dugout. The umpire is saying we'll stay right here. Cifuentes covering the first base bag as Danny nods in agreement for what pitch he wants and sends it home. Curveball either a bit too high or a bit too inside, but the twos are running wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs on 2 hits. Busta quickly back to formation and delivers the 2-2. And that one will be a called strike 3. So he strikes out the side, but a couple of hits and an error. Plates 2 early for the Volunteers. It's Bowie 2 and Arlington coming up to the plate when we come back here on ZAP.
Whenever a plumbing problem hits your home, experience matters. Pipe & Peak is a family-owned residential plumbing company with 16 years of experience that you can trust. They handle everything from yard leaks and slab leaks to tunnel work, and they're specialists in replacing old cast iron pipe. No job is too big or too small, and their pricing stays competitive. If you're seeing signs of aging pipes, now's the time to act. Send an email to Caleb Renfro to see how Pipe & Peak can help your home. When your high school field needs to look game ready, trust John Kling and the pros at Field Ops North Texas. This veteran-owned team delivers fast turnaround and long-lasting field striping for football, soccer, lacrosse, and more, using professional-grade paint and equipment. Field Ops proudly serves schools and communities across North Texas, helping student-athletes compete on fields that look as good as they play. Get a free quote today by visiting gofieldops.com/north-texas.
To the bottom of the first inning we go here at Colt Field as Vega takes his warm-up pitches and we get ready to bring you the starting lineups for the Arlington Colts. Leading off, it's the pitcher, Danny Bustamante. He'll be followed by the center fielder, Gannon Howard. Axel Alvarado on fire right now, batting over 400 right now, will be in the 3 spot. He'll be followed by his cousin, Abe on the hot corner. Payne Kernal in right field batting 5th. Corbin Quiros DHing tonight in the 6th spot. Looks like he's DHing for Hercules. Murphy in the 7th spot as we say hello to some of the Bowie faithful that made the trip out tonight. And we'll wave hello to you as well as we are al fresco here in our production studio. Thanks for tuning in here on the ZAP Network as we make our way around to the Arlington faithful now.
You know, a lot of the Bowie faithful don't get to see us because we're up in the press box at the ballpark at Bowie. So come on over and give us a fist bump as we present the action here tonight.
Quiros is followed by Murphy, I believe is where I left off. Cifuentes will bat 8th and play first base, and Dominic Trillo rounds out the order for Arlington. Ortega is at first, Martinez at second, Uribe is at third, Turner's at short, Brown in left, Couch in center, Fiorentino in right. Andrew Calzada gets the start behind the plate, and on the mound is Andrew Vega.
Zach, I've seen Vega pitch a couple of times this year for Bowie. Historically, it's what he has done so far this year. He's had a little bit of a shaky start, and then as he goes throughout the game, he gets stronger and stronger towards the end of the ball game. So we'll see if that holds true for his pattern tonight. Like to see him get off to a strong start here and make this a good defensive effort for the Volunteers to start off.
First pitch to Bustamante crosses him up, and he swings and misses for strike 1. Just misses the outside corner there for a ball and a strike. The righty turns and fires, and it tails away outside for ball number 2. Pops, you're getting the brunt of the action by sitting in front of the table instead of behind. Does it change your perspective any to be outside the tent?
It does, definitely. As that ball's lifted high to center field, Couch drifting back towards that 425 sign and makes the catch for a long F8. Yeah, I feel like I'm actually on the ball field almost, very close to the action here tonight. And to the fans that are coming by. We've got some of the Colt freshmen sitting in the middle section here. And it's an interesting perspective to be out in front of the table here tonight.
And we're bringing you out into the action as well as we know how, as Gannon Howard squares up for a bunt, and it goes chin high for ball one. Uribe having to charge up the baseline. Howard is fast enough to be able to make it to first base if the defense is out of position.
And boy, we have seen some perfectly laid down bunts in the last couple of games.
That one is too low for ball two.
I've seen the players from both teams just lay down some bunts that die right at the edge of the grass and get legged out for base hits. It's been pretty cool. Andrew Calzada trying to frame that pitch for Vega, but the umpire is not having any part of it. Looked like it was a little bit low, and Calzada's trying to bring it back up into the zone. But the count's 3-0 for Gannon Howard.
Pops, I may have to hand this off to you. We're having some issues with one of our cameras.
I got it. That next pitch from Vega is in there for a called strike one by the umpire. You'd expect Howard to be taking all the way, making Vega come into the strike zone there, and that he did. Hitters count now to Gannon Howard, 3 balls and 1 strike. Vega turns in his 3-1 pitch. Swung on and hit down the left field line, but it's going to curve foul. Count evens now at 3 balls and 2 strikes on Gannon Howard. His first appearance here in tonight's ball game. Vega gets a new baseball, and he's ready to come with the payoff pitch. Outside for ball 4, and Howard takes the walk. So the Colts with 1 man on first base and 1 out, and that'll bring up Axel Alvarado, as Zach said, hitting 400 plus so far this year. He's got the hot bat from the catcher's position. He's going to step into that right side of the plate, batting left-handed for the Colts. There is a slight breeze blowing out towards right field tonight. If he can get a ball up in that jet stream, it could carry pretty well out to the 350 mark out in the alley between center and right. Roman Ortega going to hold Howard on close at first base. Vega comes home. First pitch is inside for ball 1. 350 to each of the gaps in left center and right center. And just a little bit of a breeze headed that direction. The runner's going off. Howard's going to be caught in no man's land. Throw from first. He's going to get back to second. They're going to chase him back to first. He's going to stumble. Throwing him out, and he's going to be out. Howard makes a mistake on the base paths and gets himself eliminated. And now there are 2 outs for the Colts. Howard jumps off of the bag too early, and there was no pitch thrown. Probably a hit and run called there by the coaches. 1 ball, no strikes to Axel. Howard's gone. Low and outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Umpire's wagging his fingers trying to get the scoreboard to catch up, but we've got it right here on Zach Arnold Productions. 2-0 to Axel Alvarado. Axel wanted to bite on that one and decided to lay off. That count is now 3-0. 3-0 the count with 2 outs. You would expect Alvarado to be leaving the bat on his shoulder, and that ball's down in the dirt for the free pass. So 2 walks in a row issued by Andrew Vega here, but there are 2 outs in the inning due to the base running mistake by Howard. And that'll bring up the number 4 hole hitter, Abe Alvarado, the third baseman for tonight's ball game.
Alvarado.
We're going to get a courtesy runner for the catcher over at first base.
Now running at first base for the Colts, number 8, Jacob Frias.
Frias running at first base now for Alvarado. AB steps in for his first appearance tonight. Frias gets a lead off. And Vega comes home with a curveball that hangs outside for ball 1. Good movement on that curveball. He just couldn't get it to stay in the zone there to get the call from the umpire. 1-0 pitch coming from Vega. Hits that outside corner for strike 1 call. 1-1 the count now to Abe Alvarado. Should he get the chance on deck is Payne Kernall for the Colts, but there's 2 outs here. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled into the neighbors back behind Colt Field here. Hits the neighbor's shed. You can hear the thud. And the count runs to 1 ball and 2 strikes on AB. Vega ahead of the count here. Vega looking to pitch himself out of this inning with no damage done, aside from the 2 walks. The 1-2 delivery. Swung on and hit foul behind us this time. We'll listen for it to crash into a car out in the parking lot here. We know who to call if you get a broken window. Chapman Cornelius Insurance could take care of that for you. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vega takes a look at Frias over at first and comes set. Over to first. Ortega doesn't even apply a tag as Frias is back in plenty of time. Vega comes set. The 1-2 offering. Down low and outside for ball 2. Count evens, 2-2. Deuce is running wild, as Zach would say. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the first inning. Frias takes a look at Frias gets a look from Vega over his right shoulder, and Vega comes home. Calzada feigned a throw down to first to get Frias to go back. Abe Alvarado has worked the count full here. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Vega set. The payoff pitch. Swung on and hit right in the gap between shortstop and third into left field. Here comes Frias steaming into third base. The tag, and he's safe at third. Frias makes it all the way over to third on the solid base hit there by Abe Alvarado. Good at bat there for AB as he works that count from being behind in the count all the way back to full count and then gets the base hit to put runners at the corners for the Colts here, and that'll bring up Payne Kernall. Kernall playing right field for Arlington tonight. Runners at the corners, Frias at third, running there for Axel Alvarado, and Abe Alvarado at first. 2 outs in the inning. Vega looking to work his way out of this jam. The pitch, a little bit low for ball 1. Frias getting a good lead off over there. Roman Ortega holding Abe Alvarado close at first. Vega's 1-0 pitch. Outside for ball 2. Abe Alvarado takes off for second. They throw down to second, but Abe is there in time for the stolen base. No running by Frias on that. Colts now with runners at second and third here, and a 2-0 count on Kernall. The delivery. Swung on and fouled back behind us, again into the neighbor's backyard behind Colt Field. This is a very tight ball field here at Arlington High School on the campus of the Colts. Over the right field wall, you see some classrooms that I used to have German class in back when I was a student here at Arlington High. And behind the third base line, the neighbors back up to the ball field. 2 balls, 1 strike. Vega's delivery. Curveball hangs outside. Good motion on it, but it motioned outside for a 3 ball, 1 strike count. Hitters count here for Kernall. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on and hit the left field. It's driving out to left field. The fielder's backing up to the fence, and it's off his glove. 1 run is going to be home. Here comes Alvarado for 2 runs. Kernal all the way to third. He slides, and he's in there safely. A 2-run RBI for Payne Kernal, and it's all tied up here at Colt Field. That ball kept going back, and Darian Brown got all the way back to the fence in left field, and it just went over his glove and off the wall. Frias scores from third. Abe Alvarado comes in and scores from second. Payne Kernal ends up at third on the 2-out triple. Now batting Corbin Quiros, the designated hitter, and the first pitch to him is a strike 1 call. Damage done here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning to tie this one up. 0-1. Swung on and missed. Throw down to third base. No tag applied there as Kernal is able to get back easily. Designated hitter is down 0-2. Vega commanding pitching lead here to try and get this third out. Tie, ball 1, as Calzada has to leap out of his stance to keep that one from getting by him and keep that runner at third base. Good defensive effort there by Andrew Calzada. The 1-2 pitch coming from Vega. Swung on and missed. It draws in the dirt. Calzada's got to throw down to first and get it out. Ortega gets it, and the umpire calls him out, and that will end the inning on the strikeout throw to first base. 3 outs, but not before the Colts pick up 2 runs here. We've got a brand new ball game heading into the top of the second inning. Arlington 2, Volunteers 2. We'll be right back. We're going to visit some of our sponsors. This is High School Baseball presented on ZAP, brought to you by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades. And they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
Welcome back here to the second inning. We're all tied up at 2 here at Colt Field. And the second inning is presented by Pipe and Peak Plumbing. Call Caleb Renfro if you need a cast iron replacement specialist at 817-807-7069. Serving Arlington for over 16 years. The second inning brought to you by Pipe and Peak Plumbing.
Leading off this inning for Bowie.
Bowie will be sending up their 7, 8, 9 hole hitters to the plate to start off this half inning. Andrew Vega, the pitcher, leading off. Andrew Calzada, the catcher, on deck. And Darian Brown, the left fielder, in the hole to get this thing started. Danny Bustamante on the mound for his second inning of work for the Colts and his first wind and pitch. Swung on and chopped down the third base line, and it's going to go foul just past the third base bag for strike 1. Bustamante gets the ball back. Everybody's ready to go again. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. It's down in the dirt. Andrew Vega swinging at that one. Bustamante heading the count 0-2. The pitch to Vega. Curveball catches him looking for a called strikeout. 1 out in the inning. Bustamante up to 4 strikeouts in the game now. He struck out the side the first inning after giving up the 2 runs. And a leadoff strikeout here takes him up to 4. We'll keep the tick marks running. as in steps Andrew Calzada. Calzada, the catcher for tonight's ballgame, showing some good defense in his last half inning. First pitch swung on and missed. On deck, Darian Brown, the left fielder. The 0-1 pitch coming from Busta. Swung on and hit to the right side, but foul. Count runs to no balls and 2 strikes on the second hitter here in the second inning. Bustamante ahead in the count, 0-2. The delivery. Curveball totally crosses up Calzada for a second strikeout here. 1 strikeout looking, 1 strikeout swinging, and that'll bring up Darian Brown with 2 outs in the inning. Darian Brown's first appearance at the plate here this evening. Bustamante's wind in his first pitch to Brown. In the dirt, ball 1. Should he get the opportunity to bat, the top of the order, Jackson Turner taking some swings in the on-deck circle for Bowie. 1-0 pitch coming to Brown. In there for a called strike. Good fastball at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Brown. Swung on and missed. Bustamante ahead. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Brown. Bustamante shakes a couple off. Gets one he likes. The wind and the 1-2. Swung on and fouled into the netting behind the plate. Count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes on Darian Brown. One, 2 again, swung on and missed. Bustamante strikes out the side for Arlington here. Bowie goes down 1, 2, 3. That'll bring up the top of the inning at the third inning, but we'll step aside and visit some of our sponsors here. This is High School Baseball brought to you by Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the Zap Network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpas to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com.
Taqueria Taco Express is the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. With locations in Arlington, Grand Prairie, Waxahachie, and a new location opening in Mansfield, solving your Mexican food craving has never been easier. Visit them on Taco Tuesdays for their special 5 tacos and a large agua fresca for just $10. Find out more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Welcome back to the Colt half of the second inning. Danny Bustamante strikes out the side in the top of the second. Andrew Vega back on the mound for the Volunteers here. Arlington sending up the bottom third of their order. The 7, 8, 9 hole hitters. Colin Murphy, the shortstop tonight, leading off. Noah Cifuentes, the first baseman, on deck. And in the hole, Dom Trillo, the starting left fielder for the Colts this evening. Mom, the producer, I'm reflecting to her at Sam Houston the other night. We saw Noah break out kind of a hitting slump and was catching up with some of those hits the other night, getting some good solid base hits.
Colin Murphy.
While we're waiting on Noah, Colin Murphy leading off. Colin playing the shortstop position while Bustamante's on the mound. Vega ended the last inning with a strikeout. See if he can continue here on the same trend here to begin the bottom of the second. Swung on and fouled at the plate, 1 strike. Murphy's first appearance in tonight's ball game. Coach Alex Johnson coming out to get the foul ball. Vega toes the rubber and is ready for the 0-1 pitch. Good movement on that off-speed pitch. It catches the outside corner, and the count runs to no balls and 2 strikes. Vega ahead in the count here to lead off the bottom of the second. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled into the netting behind home plate. Count will stay 0-2. New baseball to Vega in the 0-2 count. Fouled up behind us. We're having a little technical difficulty at this moment, but we'll stay with the audio here and keep you apprised of what's going on. Good battle going on here between Colin Murphy and Andrew Vega here to lead off the second inning. The 0-2 delivery. Outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vega looking for the sign, and the 1-2 delivery. Swung on and hit sharply to right field. It's going to fall in the gap between Martinez and Fiorentino, and Colin Murphy leads off the inning with a solid base hit.
First baseman, number 26, Noah Cifuentes.
That'll bring up the big man, Noah Cifuentes. Noah stepping in with a runner at first and nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Murphy getting a good lead off. Roman Ortega holding him close over there. Vega kind of peeks over his right shoulder at the runner and comes home. Bunt is squared around for Cifuentes, lays a good one down. Third baseman fields it, gets it over to first, and Cifuentes is successful in pushing the runner over to second base on the sacrifice bunt. Coach Womack opting for some small ball here to put another run on the board, hopefully getting a runner out to second.
Left fielder number 21, Dominic Trio.
5-3 put out at first. The sacrifice successful by Cifuentes, and that brings up the number 9 hole hitter, the left fielder, Dominic Trillo. Vega takes a look at the runner Murphy, and there's a big swing and a miss by Trillo at the plate. Vega quickly ahead, 0-1. Runner at second, 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Vega a long look at Murphy and comes home a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Dom Trillo. Vega comes set on the mound. 1-1 pitch. Fouled at the plate. Count runs to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Vega takes the lead here in the count. 1 out in the inning, 1 runner on. Danny Bustamante taking some cuts on deck for the Colts. Back to the top of the order after Trillo. One-two delivery. Swung on and fouled back into the netting right behind home plate. And the catcher got his glove up into the strike zone, and the umpire has called a dead ball and awarded the batter first base. So Dom Trillo swings through that ball, and Calzada jumped up out of his stance and got his glove into the strike zone, and Trillo hit the catcher's glove. Umpire called interference on the catcher and awarded Trillo the first base. So runners at first and second now on the E2, and that'll bring up the top of the order, Bustamante, with 2 runners on and 1 out. Vega now looking to pitch out of a little bit of a jam here. Comes home to his counterpart, Busta, and a curveball gets away at the plate. Calzada has no idea where the ball is. He finally catches up to it. Both runners do advance on the wild pitch. Colin Murphy over to third base. Dom Trillo down to second. So runners in scoring position at second and third with only one out. Vega with the 1-0 pitch coming. And it gets away, and here comes the runner from there. Murphy's going to come home, and he's going to be standing up. It's safe at home. Colts plate run number 3 on the quick thinking, running, and sending by Coach Womack. And the Colts take a 3-2 lead here. What am I looking at? Oh, the different angle. I like it. Bustamante with a 2-0 count at the plate, and the runner at third. That one hits him in the shoulder. Nothing intentional there by Vega in this situation. Just got away from it, like happened to Busta in the first inning. Bustamante plunking the batter for
Catcher number 2, Gannon Howard.
the second batter of the game for Micah Couch. And Coach Johnson is going to go out and have a visit with his infield and settle his pitcher down a little bit. Bustamante on with the hit by pitch. That's going to bring up Gannon Howard for his second at bat of the evening. Bustamante is going to come over and talk to Coach. I think he'll stay in the game and continue running for himself. Coach Johnson concludes the visit at the mound with his infield. Heads back to the dugout, leaving Vega on the mound. Just want to make sure he doesn't get any kind of rattle going on. Settle Vega down here a little bit. Calzada taking charge behind the plate. I like seeing that. The catcher is kind of the field captain on the ball field, making sure everybody's communicating. And here we go with Gannon Howard, who walked his first time at bat tonight. That's a bunt laid down the first base line. Ortega's going to field it. He's not going to get there. There's nobody at the plate. And here comes Trello to score. They've got out there at the bases, they've got Bustamante and a rundown. The runner at second is safe. Bustamante was out on the tag. Boy, my score sheet's a mess. Bustamante tagged out, running from second to third over there. Gannon Howard makes it out to second base on the base hit, and then an added base after the
5, Axel Alvarado.
So Bustamante is going to be the second out, and that's going to bring up Axel Alvarado with a runner at second base in Howard. Bustamante erased from the base paths. 2 outs now in the inning. Axel Alvarado, who got the walk his first time up tonight, is at the plate. Batting left-handed against Vega. First pitch to him is a called strike 1. Dom Trillo scoring in all of the melee, putting up the 4th run for Arlington on the board tonight. Alvarado drawing the walk, and then his courtesy runner, Frias, scoring a run for the Arlington in that first inning. Little faked out to second base, chasing Howard back to the bag. Vega ahead in the count here, 0-1. The delivery, a little bit inside, 1 ball, 1 strike to Alvarado. Vega comes set, takes a look at Howard at second, and the 1-1 pitch home, fouled back behind the backstop, strike 2. Vega ahead in the count here, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs here for Bowie. Vega looking to close this one out and put a finger in the dike here and stop the flow. The 1-2 pitch coming. Swung on and fouled to the left side, back into the neighborhood behind third base dugout. Count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Everybody gets reset, get a new baseball to Vega, and we're ready to go for the 1-2 pitch. Curveball swung on and staying alive. We need the PA announcer to play a little Bee Gees here as Axel Alvarado is staying alive there at the plate. Vega still ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch again. Low and inside, ball 2. No harm there done for Vega. It counts even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a runner on second. Vega comes set. Takes a look at Howard at second and comes home. Curveball hangs inside, ball 3. Axel Alvarado has worked the count full after being down in the count early. Vega comes set. The payoff pitch coming to Alvarado. Swung on and hit to center field. It's going to get away from the center fielder and all the way to the fence. Here comes Gannon Howard, going to score from second. Axel Alvarado steams into second base with a stand-up double. Very patient battle at the plate there for Axel as he's looking for the best pitch for him. He finds it and he slams it to the wall in left center field. That's going to bring up Abe Alvarado, who got a solid base hit his first at bat. Runner at second, Axel Alvarado. Cousin at the bat. Hot shot down there to Womack, who does a little dance to try and get out of the way of that one. Vega goes up in the count, 0-1. Vega comes set. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and hit. It's going to be in the air. Will it get in the glove? It's right in front of Couch in center field. Here comes the runner. No throw to the plate. Alvarado scores. Sorry, that's not Alvarado. That's Frias. Frias running for Alvarado scores.
Right fielder, number 17, Payne Colonel.
So much going on. Didn't see the exchange there, and that's the second base hit in consecutive at-bats for AB. And another RBI for him as the Colts take a 6-2 lead here in the bottom of the second. It's going to bring up Payne Colonel, who got a triple his last time at bat. Vega comes set. Curveball curves outside for ball 1. AB getting a lead off at first. Roman Ortega holding him close over there. The pitch home. High for ball 2. Calzada comes out of his stance like he wanted to throw down to first to check on AB, but he eats it and tosses it back to his pitcher Vega. Two-0 pitch coming, and it nicked him. Colonel's going to get the free pass on the hit by pitch. That'll push AB down to second base.
Designated hitter, number 24.
And Colonel
Corbin
takes up first on the hit by pitch. That'll bring up Corbin Quiros, the designated hitter in tonight's ballgame, who struck out his first time at bat. And we've got another visit to the mound, and it looks like Coach has taken the ball away from Vega. And that'll be it for Vega tonight.
That means the sign from Coach is the sign of a pitching change. And we'll let you know who the new pitcher is when we come back, just like I came back here on the Zap Network. Pipe and Peak pitching change. Next on Zap.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
Local Legends Figures immortalizes your athlete's achievements for a lifetime. Featuring 6-inch figures with poses in football, baseball, band, hockey, even lacrosse. Local Legends makes every effort to show their likeness down to every possible uniform detail. To order your custom figure, call 817-681-0319 or email orders at locallegendsfigures.com. Next time your pipes burst, give a call to our friends at Pipe and Peak Plumbing, serving the Arlington area for over a decade. You can arrange a free quote by calling 817-807-7069. Now taking the mound for the Volunteers, number 5, Jackson Turner. Turner on the mound for Bowie.
Colts have broken it open here in the bottom of the second inning. They're fixing to mess up my score sheet as they're going to bat around with Quiros' appearance at the plate. Vega is going to go out to second as it's a straight swap between Jackson Turner and Vega, shortstop to the pitcher's mound.
For the Volunteers now at shortstop number 2, Andrew Vega.
Vega goes 1 2/3 of an inning this evening, gives up 6 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. Sorry, no errors by the Volunteers. Corbin Quiros steps in. He was a strikeout victim to Vega in his first at bat tonight. Runner at second base and 2 outs. Runner at first base, first and second for the Colts. First pitch gets away to the backstop, and the runners are going to take off. AB steams into third. Kernal into second. So runners at second and third now for the Colts. Abe Alvarado at third. Payne Kernal at second. But 2 outs in the inning here. Jackson Turner trying to mop up for Vega here and put a stop to the Colt offense. 1-0 pitch. Catches that outside corner for a called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Quiros representing the 9th batter of the inning for Arlington. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. It was high, but it looked big and fat to Quiros, and he whiffs at it. Turner ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Turner's wind in his 1-2 pitch. High, and this time Quiros lays off. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bunch of deuces on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 runners on base for Arlington. 2-2 pitch coming to Quiros. Curveball swung on and hit out towards shortstop. It's a slow roller, and the new shortstop Vega boots it. They get over to third base. AB scores the run. Abe Alvarado comes across with run number 7. Kernal down to third, and Quiros is going to be on first base on the error. E6 on Vega. And that is going to take us over into the next column here for Arlington as batter number 10 comes up in Colin Murphy. Murphy a base hit in his first at bat tonight and scored a run. First pitch from Turner with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Kernal at third, Quiros at first. Turner comes home. Swung on and hit. Fly ball to right field. Fiorentino's under it, and he makes the catch to finally end this inning for Bowie, but not before some major damage is done. We'll go to the break here. It's Arlington 6, Bowie 2. We'll step aside and visit our sponsors. This is High School Baseball brought to you by ZAP, sponsored by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back after this.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Field Ops North Texas is the trusted name in athletic field marketing for schools, teams, leagues, and tournaments. They even do commercial landscaping. The better question is, what can't they do? With fast turnaround times and proven expertise, they make sure your grounds look unbeatable every time. Call 817-908-2194 to find out more.
Welcome back to Arlington, the Colt Field on the campus of Arlington High School, as we head to the top of the third inning. Bowie will be sending their top of the order 1, 2, 3 batters. Jackson Turner, the new pitcher, will be leading off. On deck, Micah Couch, and in the hole, Christian Uribe. Turner, Couch, Uribe, the 1, 2, 3 batters. We do want to correct a score. I was looking at the scoreboard when I closed out the last inning, and the scoreboard was incorrect. Our score bug was correct here on Zach Arnold Productions, and the true score is Arlington 7 and Bowie 2, heading into the top of the third inning. Turner got a base hit and scored one of the 2 Bowie runs in the top of that first inning. Now the new pitcher for the Volunteers. First pitch from Bustamante is high and inside for ball 1. Bustamante on the mound for his third inning of work here for the Colts. Swung on and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to the leadoff batter, Turner. Turner got a base hit, stole a base, advanced on a wild pitch, and then advanced on an error to score Bowie's first run. This ball swung on and hit high in the air, but it's going to be behind us into the night sky and the parking lot behind us here at Colt Field. Bustamante up 1 and 2 now on Turner. The 1-2 delivery. Swung on and tapped down towards third base. It's going to be a really hard one for AB, who boots it, but he wasn't going to make the play at first anyway, as the fleet-footed Turner was going to leg that one out no matter what, even if Abe had made that play cleanly. I'm going to give him an infield hit on that instead of an error on.
No, that was definitely
Abe.
an infield single with the speed that Turner has.
Yep. So 1 runner, leadoff runner at first for Bowie, and that brings up Micah Couch, the center fielder in tonight's ball game. Bustamante comes set. His first pitch is offered at bunt. Throw down to first base. Cifuentes applies a tag, and he's safe. Close play down there. Turner back just in time. Ball to the outside, right side of the bag. Cifuentes had to field it and then turn and try and tag. If it had been on the inside, infield side of the bag, it could have been closer. This one is bunted down the first base line, and it's going to go foul. Bustamante wisely lets it roll into foul territory before touching it. Count goes to no balls and 2 strikes.
While we have a break in the action real quick, we want to remind you that the third inning is presented by Field Ops. They do more than field markings. They also do commercial landscaping. Find out all that John Kling can do by calling 817-908-2194.
Counts 0-2 here on Micah Couch. Hit by a pitch his first time at bat and scored Bowie's second run. Throw over to first base. Tag applied by Cifuentes, but Turner back. Players getting their uniforms dirty here on the real dirt infield here at Colt Field. The 0-2 pitch coming home. Lots of movement on that curveball. Gets away from Alvarado, but he keeps it in front of him and holds Turner at first base. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the plate at Micah Couch. Turner getting a good lead off at first. The pitch home is called strike 3 by the home plate umpire. Got him looking for the first out of the inning.
And by my tally, the 7th strikeout for Bustamante, and we're only in the 3rd inning.
That is correct. He struck out the side in the 2nd inning. Put them up and down, 1, 2, 3, and now the first strikeout for the first out of the inning here. And that'll bring up Christian Uribe. Throw over to first base, and the umpire signals that Turner is back in plenty of time. First pitch to Uribe. Curveball that drops in there for a called strike one. Bustamante quickly ahead in the count. Throw over to first base. No tag this time by Cifuentes. Just keeping Turner honest. The pitch home. Swung on and missed. The throw down to first. Cifuentes sweeping tag. Safe is Turner. Strike at the plate. No balls and 2 strikes as Bustamante ahead in the count here. Throw over to first base. No tag applied. Bustamante just keeping an eye on Turner as he gets a good lead off over there. The 0-2 pitch coming home. Swung on and missed at the plate. There's a runner at second, so the batter is – oh, wait, the umpire says he tipped it. The umpire says he got a piece of that ball. Good hanging in there by Uribe. Count does go to stay at 0-2. And just the 1 out here. 1 on, 1 out. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. That time Uribe goes down on strikes. Swinging for the second out of the inning and the second strikeout.
First baseman number 7, Roman Ortega.
That takes Bustamante's strikeout total up to 8, and that brings up Roman Ortega, the first baseman for Bowie, who got a base hit his last time at bat, but was left stranded. Turner still down at first base. Bustamante throws over there, close one, and he gets him! Nails Turner straying just a little too far off over at first base that time, and the umpire pumps him out over there for the third out of the inning. Ortega will lead off the fourth as we step aside as Turner is erased in the third out of the inning. We'll step aside for a break to visit our sponsors. This is High School Baseball, brought to you by Zach Arnold Productions, sponsored by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346.
Looking for a plumber you can rely on? Pipe & Peak handles all your residential plumbing needs. From tunneling and slab leaks to camera inspection and sewer repair, and even cast iron replacement. They offer competitive pricing and now offer financing to make repairs easier to manage. Family owned and trusted for over 16 years, they treat every home like their own. Call 817-807-7069 to get your free quote and get your plumbing handled right.
Welcome back to the Colt half of the third inning, the bottom of the third. Arlington ahead 7-2 over Bowie. Turner on for his first full inning of work after coming on in relief of Vega in the last half inning. Colts will be sending their 8, 9, and 1 batters to the plate after sending 10 to the plate in the last half inning. Coach Barrientos heading across the camera view there to go down and coach at first base. Cifuentes leading off. Dom Trillo on deck. And the top of the order, pitcher Danny Bustamante in the hole to start off the bottom of the third inning. Noah steps into the batter's box. And the first pitch from Turner. A little bit high even for the big man, 1 ball. Turner turns in his pitch. Swung on and batted to foul over the left field fence into the neighborhood behind Colt Field. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Noah Cifuentes. Noah, ground out sacrifice bunt to third in his first at bat, pushing the runner to second and scoring. 1-1 pitch here. Curveball in there for a called strike 2. Good pitch there. Calzada thought it was the third out and throws it down to third base, but it's only third. He got it the third strike, but it's just the second strike. Uribe gets it back to Turner, and we've got a 1-2 strike count. Pitch coming from Turner. Swung on and missed. Turner gets the strikeout of the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the third. That'll take us to the number 9 hole hitter, Dom Trillo, the left fielder for the Colts tonight. Got on base with an error on the catcher and ended up scoring in that 5-run inning that was the bottom of the second. Trillo takes the first look as a called strike 1 from Turner. Turner's got some steam now and some momentum here starting off the bottom of the third. 0-1 pitch. Looked at, strike 2. Turner finds that outside corner, and the count runs to no balls and 2 strikes as he's ahead of Dom Trillo here. That ball's tapped out to the second base bag, cut off there by Vega, and he gets the throw over to first base for the second out of the inning. Good play there by Vega. Good range, good athleticism there to range over to the second base bag, field the ball cleanly, and get it on to Ortega for the second out. .63, the official put out on the scorebook, and that takes us back to the top of the order. And Danny Bustamante. 2 outs in the inning. Turner wheels and pitches. Swung on and missed by Busta. Strike 1. Turner working ahead in the count here. Turner's 0-1 wind and pitch. Swung on and fouled at the plate. Turner ahead, 0-2. Turner looking to set the Colts down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the third. If he can get one more strike on Bustamante. His pitching counterpart at the plate. The 0-2 delivery. That one's a little bit outside and gets away from Calzada. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Turner still ahead in the count. Bustamante's got to protect the plate here. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball hangs high. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Danny Bustamante. The wind and the 2-2. Swung on and hit long and far down that left field line. And it's going to go foul by about 10 feet down there. Darian Brown giving chase for the Volunteers, but it falls just a little bit out of his reach, and it's just a long strike. It'll stay 1 ball and 2 strikes on the batter, Bustamante. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bustamante made it all the way out between first and second. He strolls back to the plate. Retrieves his bat. Steps back into that batter's box. The umpire calls play. And we're ready with the 2-2 count again on Busta. Turner's turn and pitch. Outside, ball 3. Tailing away from Calzada, but he does a good job of snagging it before it got by. Count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Bustamante. Turner's payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled back into the neighborhood behind the stands here. Good crowd here tonight at Colt Field. Good battle between Bustamante and Turner. Bustamante, the pitcher at the plate. Turner, the pitcher on the mound. Another payoff pitch coming. Swung on and hit out to left field. Darian Brown on his horse, back at the fence, and he makes the catch. Good job by Darian Brown to fade back to the fence on that one and catch the hot shot off the bat of Danny Bustamante. And the Colts do indeed go down 1-2-3 on the F7 for the third out. That'll take us to the break between innings here, take us to the top of the fourth. And we'll take a break and visit our sponsors. This is Colt Baseball and Bowie Baseball, brought to you by Zach Arnold Productions, sponsored by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Modern West Windows and Doors invites you to see the difference. Whether you need sliding doors, bay windows, or just need a more modern look, Modern West has options to fit both your style and budget. Stop by the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth to see for yourself, or call 682-255-6094 for more information.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
The fourth inning is presented by Trinity Logistics Services. Don't let hauling be a hassle. Trinity has dumpsters that can fit any size project, and they drop off and pick up, so you can focus on cleaning up the wind for your home or business. Call Chet Soto at 817-693-1302.
I love the line in that reader that says not only will they drop off the dumpster, but when you fill it with all your garbage, they'll come pick it up too. I appreciate that.
You know, sometimes there are third parties out there that will come and take it so they can take it to the scrap yard or something like that, and that's an extra fee on top of whatever you contract for, and it's just easier to go with Trinity because they do it all.
Danny Bustamante, who flew out to end the inning on the mound for his fourth inning of work here for the Colts. Bowie will be sending up the heart of their order, the 4, 5, 6 batters to the plate. Roman Ortega, the first baseman, up first. Item Fiorentino, the right fielder, on deck. Josue Martinez, the second baseman, in the hole to lead off. Ortega, Fiorentino, and Martinez, the 1, 2, 3 batters here in the top of the fourth inning for Bowie. The Arlington ISD Game of the Week here. Arlington High hosting Arlington Bowie here in Central Arlington.
The return game is tomorrow evening in anticipation of foul weather that we're expecting on Thursday.
Umpire points at Bustamante to get this one started. And the first pitch to Ortega. Called strike one on that curveball that drops right into the zone.
Bowie plated 2 in the first inning, and after that, Bustamante has seemed to have settled down here.
Swung on and missed as the bottom dropped out of that slider. Ortega down 0-2 to Bustamante here to lead off the top of the fourth.
Slider, changeup, curveball. He's got that off speed working for him, whatever it is.
0-2 pitch, high for ball one. That's a good pitch.
I was about to say, that is the right pitch to do. Mm-hmm. You go low and off speed, and then you come back with the high heater. Looks big and juicy.
1-2. Curveball. Hanging in there is Ortega as he gets a piece of that one and chops it to the left side into the Colt dugout. Good piece of batting there to stay alive by Ortega. Ortega with a base hit, his first at bat tonight. 1-2 pitch coming from Bustos. Heater swung on and fouled to the right side off the facade of the Colt building just beyond the first base dugout. Count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Curveball hit out to third base, just past the outstretched reach of the shortstop Murphy. Good piece of hitting there as he hangs in there and gets a hold of one he likes. Ortega on with a base hit.
Right fielder number 14, Item Fiorentino.
If I'm not mistaken, Pops, that's pretty much the exact same place that he sent it back in the first inning. But last time he had a runner aboard. This time he leads off with a hit.
The one runner at first brings up Fiorentino. This one gets away from Alvarado, but Ortega was not watching and didn't see it get away from Alvarado, so he wasn't able to get down to second on that one. No damage done for Bustamante, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to Fiorentino. Fiorentino strikeout victim, his first at bat tonight. The 1-0 pitch, turned around and offered at. It's a strike. Throw down to first base. Sweeping tag by Cifuentes is safe. 1 ball, 1 strike at the plate on Fiorentino as he offered at that pitch in a bunt attempt and missed it. 1-1, Cifuentes holding tight. Swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Fiorentino. Ortega getting a good leadoff down there at first. Bustamante comes set. 1-2 delivery. Swung on and missed for another strikeout for Bustamante. Put another tick on the counter, and we're up to 9 for Danny Bustamante tonight. 9 strikeouts, and that'll bring up Josue Martinez. With Ortega still at first and 1 out in the inning. Martinez, a strikeout victim, his first time at bat, a strikeout looking. Squares to bunt, and it's over his head and gets away from Alvarado, but again, Ortega stuck at first base.
Not exactly the most fleet of foot, I would imagine. If this was
Coach
at Bowie,
John?
I'm thinking if this was at Bowie,
yes,
he may be off and running.
Definitely.
With this shorter backstop, you have to be a little more intentional with when you send your runners.
1-0 pitch coming home, fouled just over the first base dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike on Josue Martinez. Martinez playing second base for the Volunteers on a regular basis and doing a good job of it. 1-1, squares the bunt, lays one down, right back to Bustamante. He fields it, looks at second, but goes to first for the sure out. Good bunt by Martinez there. The 1-3 putout is the second out of the inning, but he does his job and pushes that runner into scoring position in Ramon Ortega out at second. That's going to bring up the starting pitcher tonight, Andrew Vega, now playing shortstop for the Vols. Strikeout victim, his first time at bat tonight, up here with 2 outs and a runner at second. Again, Bowie looking for those clutch hits. We need Vega to get a clutch hit here to bring a runner in that's in scoring position. Curveball thrown by Bustamante, tails outside. Is that Jot?
That's Jot.
Jot. Yes, I kissed an angel good morning, Jot. Charlie Pride, I kiss an angel good morning, good night, anytime I get a chance. That would be Mom the producer. 1-0 count to Vega. The pitch. In there at the knees for a called strike 1. 2 outs. Ramon Ortega out at second. Bustamante bringing the 1-1. Curveball hangs outside that time. Just missed that outside corner for ball 2.
Just a bit outside.
A game of inches. 2 balls, 1 strike now the count. Bustamante looks at Ortega and comes home with it. Low that time. 3 balls and 1 strike. Is it 3? What you got, Mom?
She's got 3.
Scoreboard's behind again.
Lucky for us, Zap stays on top of things.
3-1 hitters count here coming. Curveball drops right into the zone. The count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Umpire confirms that we've got it right.
That's a really good pitch. It started out high and then came in just above the belt.
Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed on the high heat. And Vega goes down as the second strikeout victim and the 3rd out of the 4th inning. That'll take us to the break.
4th inning stretch time as we see how these final innings unfold. Modern West invites you to see the difference new windows can make in your home. Visit modernwestwindows.com to learn more about the sponsors of the Zap 4th inning stretch. Back after this.
When your high school field needs to look game ready, trust John Kling and the pros at Field Ops North Texas. This veteran-owned team delivers fast turnaround and long-lasting field striping for football, soccer, lacrosse, and more, using professional-grade paint and equipment. Field Ops proudly serves schools and communities across North Texas, helping student athletes compete on fields that look as good as they play. Get a free quote today by visiting gofieldops.com/north-texas.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
Welcome back to the bottom of the fourth inning here from Colt Field. The Arlington ISD Game of the Week between the Bowie Volunteers visiting the Arlington Colts. Score on the scoreboard, Arlington 7, Bowie 2 as we head into the Arlington half of the fourth inning. Arlington will send their 2, 3, 4 hitters to the plate to lead off this inning. Gannon Howard leading off. Axel Alvarado, the catcher, on deck, and his cousin Abe Alvarado, third baseman for tonight's ball game and in most ball games, is starting off in the hole. Gannon Howard with a walk and a base hit, so officially 1-1 at the plate tonight. Got a base hit his last time up. Facing Jackson Turner on for his second full inning of work after coming on in relief in the second. Turner looked stronger in that last half inning, putting the Colts up and down 1-2-3, and his first pitch hits Gannon Howard. Curveball hung inside and plunked him on the left thigh. And Howard will trot down to first base with a leadoff walk.
Catcher, number 5, Axel Alvarado.
Yeah, that was a breaking ball that just never broke. Stayed too far inside, and before it had a chance to clip back across the plate, it clipped Gannon Howard.
Catcher Axel Alvarado steps into that left-handed batting box here. Throw over to first base, and Ortega does not even apply a tag as Howard back easily. Turner comes set. First pitch to Axel. A little bit high and inside for ball 1. Coach David Barrientos down at first base coaching Gannon Howard, keeping an eye on the pitcher. Over to first base he goes. Kind of a high throw. Ortega catches it. Howard back easily. 1-0 pitch coming to Axel. Outside this time, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Axel Alvarado, who has a walk and a run scored in his first at-bat and a double in his second at-bat, scoring another run for the Colts with Frias running for him both times. Swung on and hit to the second baseman just under his glove, past Josue Martinez into center field. Good attempt there by Martinez, but that ball too sharply hit and just got under his glove. And that's going to put 2 runners on for Arlington. Gannon Howard down to second base.
Alvarado.
Axel down to first base on the single, and that brings up Axel's cousin, Abe. Abe Alvarado coming to the bat tonight for his third at bat. He's got 2 base hits and 2 runs scored so far tonight in this ball game. And he's got 2 runners on here with nobody out in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Axel reaching safely 3 times in 3 tries with that walk and a double and a single. On-base percentage continuing to skyrocket.
Abe Alvarado squares and looks like he's going to try and bunt the runners forward on the base paths, but he pulls the bat back and it's ball 1. Pulls the bat back out of the strike zone. One 1-0 pitch coming from Turner as Alvarado squares to bunt again, and this time pulls the bat back and chops at it. Hits it to the Colt dugout on the third base side. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on AB. We'll see if he feigns a bunt again this time. 2 times in a row. Swinging away and fouls it back into the netting right behind the plate here. Turner up in the count 1-2.
It elevated a little bit and looked like it was headed towards our camera in the press box. Trying to bring you a more immersive point of view with our multi-camera setup here at Colt Field tonight. I know we had a few technical difficulties in the first couple of innings, but we seem to have stabilized and appreciate everyone's patience as we work through those. Very first time we've ever done 3 cameras on a baseball broadcast.
1-2. Did he go around? The umpire seems to feel like he held up on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes to AB. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on.
Pops, I remember the days when it was just you and me doing a Mixler feed, audio only with a couple of commercial breaks here and there. And now look at us.
Throw over to second base, trying to catch Howard. He gets back in plenty of time. Yep, you've come a long way, baby. We absolutely love bringing you Arlington ISD athletics. Swung on and hit to left field. It's going to carry on Brown. He's at the fence and he makes the catch. Good job by Darian Brown getting back on that hot shot off the bat of AB.
Wow. That's the second time he's done that tonight. That one looked like it was going to carry off into the night, and instead it carries right into the glove of Brown. On the score sheet, that just goes down as an F7, but my
but it's a wow.
Goodness.
Good play there by Darian Brown to get the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Payne Kernal. Kernal with a triple in his first at-bat and made it as far as third in his second at-bat before he was stranded. One out in the inning, runners at first and second. Howard getting a really good lead off there, trying to distract, and the pitch at the plate is a ball.
Is the shortstop behind the umpire? Yes, he is. I had a hard time seeing him from my vantage point. I was wondering how Gannon got such a great lead off.
Yeah. Pitch home is called, a strike on Kernal. Count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. Good pitch there by Turner. Vega playing a little cat and mouse out at second base with Howard, trying to keep him honest out there. Turner comes set, the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and hit right up the middle, in between second and the second baseman and the shortstop. Here comes the runner from second, Gannon Howard. Coach Womack waving him around all the way. Axel Alvarado, probably Frias. Yes, it's Frias again. Frias running and making it into third. Payne Kernal settles at second base. And that's going to bring up Corbin Quiros, the designated hitter for the Colts. Turner's wind with runners at second and third. Swung on and popped to the right side. Will it stay in fair territory? We're going to watch the umpires. Foul ball down the right field line. We have a coffin corner here down the right field line that we lose sight of the ball and the players, and we have to turn and look at the umpires and look at them for the call on that kind of a play.
Lucky for us, Cam Wilcox is up on the perch right now and was able to track it a little bit better with our camera than we can see down here on the ground. Just a harmless strike.
Swung on and missed. Turner goes ahead in the count, 0-2 on the DH, Corbin Quiros. Quiros, a strikeout victim, his first at bat, and got on with an E6, an E on the shortstop his last time up. The 0-2 delivery from Turner. Little bit inside, ball 1. Turner still ahead in the count here. One-two delivery. Swung on and chopped out towards second base. It's past Martinez into center field. Here comes Frias to score. Right behind him is Payne Kernal coming in from second. And the Colts plate 2 more runs on that single by the designated hitter, Corbin Quiros.
Does his job, sending it right back where it came from, and collects 2 RBI. Makes it a 10-2 score.
And here comes Coach Johnson asking for some time to come talk to his pitcher, Turner. Let's see what he does with the baseball. We'll keep it here right now. It looks like he's going to leave Turner in the ball game and just kind of settle him down a little bit, give him some wisdom, words of comfort and encouragement. As Zach mentioned, the Colts have a 10th run on the board here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Runner at first base and only 1 out in the inning.
Pops, it's worth noting, as unfortunate as it is, with only 1 out, Arlington very much has the potential to plate a couple more runs. And if that were to be the case, we would only be playing the top half of the 5th inning. Still a long way from that taking place. Watch your shoulder because you got the crowd mic right there next to you.
Oh, hello. I don't want to talk too loud into that.
No, because then it'll echo and reverberate. And we already hear enough from your voice one time. We don't need to hear it twice.
We don't want to hear it twice. We sure don't want me on camera. That's going to bring up Colin Murphy, the shortstop for tonight's ball game, with a runner at first and 1 out. Turner comes set. Squared to bunt. It's a good bunt right back to the pitcher. Turner fields it, throws it to first. Murphy gets the runner moved along on the 1-3 putout. That's the 2nd out of the inning. And that's going to move Quiros over to second on the fielder's choice. And that's going to bring up Noah Cifuentes, the first baseman for the Colts. Noah's grounded to third and struck out his 2 appearances so far tonight. With a runner at second, like to see him get a hold of one here. Turner looking to get out of the inning. First pitch. A little bit outside for ball 1.
Cifuentes still trying to find his bat. Something that he has been inconsistent with this season. Big swing here would definitely be a momentum boost.
Turner keeping an eye on the runner at second. And this is a hot shot past the third baseman. Christian Uribe diving to stab at it. Coach Womack sending home the runner Quiros. He's going to score standing up, and Noah Cifuentes does just what you called and shoots one over Uribe's head into left field for a good solid base hit and an RBI.
Left fielder number 21, Dominic Trio.
Colts plate run number 11 as Cifuentes is going to come in, and he'll have a pinch runner out there for him.
Yep, no courtesy runner for a first baseman. It'll be a straight-up pinch run situation with a re-enter.
Looks like maybe Luna.
Stand your attention, please. A new runner now at first base for the Colts, number 25, Julian
Valdovinos.
Valdovinos.
At first base.
Valdovinos running. Let's see, how can I fit Valdovinos in this little bitty square? I'm just going to put Vald.
Or JV or something.
That brings up Dom Trillo, the left fielder. Got on base and scored in the second on an error on the catcher and grounded to short his second time up. Still 2 outs here in the inning. First pitch from Turner is low for ball 1. Valdovinos running for Noah Cifuentes over at first. Turner comes set. The 1-0 pitch on throw over to first base. Valdovinos dives back in plenty of time. No tag even applied over there. Ortega holding him on close. 1-0 pitch home. A little bit high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Dom Trillo.
Pops, as you can see from our high atop perch, Cam, the cameraman, showing activity in the Bowie bullpen right now.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can eyeball a number on that warming up pitcher. 2 balls, no strikes here at the plate. That ball's low and outside for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to the number 9 hole hitter, Dom Trillo. We would expect him to force Turner to come into the zone here with this 3-0 count. Bat resting on his shoulder, most likely. Throw over to first base. No tag applied on Valdivinos. Turner comes set. The 3-0 delivery. Low for ball 4. Dom Trillo takes the base, pushes Valdivinos down to second, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Danny Bustamante. Bustamante, the pitcher of record tonight for the Colts.
Number 4, Danny Bustamante.
Got 9 strikeouts to his count so far tonight.
I count 10.
You're right, that last strikeout didn't get a tick mark from me. 10 strikeouts on the night. And now he's going to look to help his own cause here with a little base wrap here with runners in scoring position. First pitch is a called strike 1 from Turner.
He tried to call timeout, and it was not granted, and so he just had to sit in the batter's box.
Trying to work out a muscle there in that right leg, it looks like. Back in the box here, and an 0-1 count from Turner. Valdivinos at second. Pitch home. Swung on and hit to left field. It's going to drop in front of Brown. Here comes Valdivinos. He's going to score. The throw coming in, but no throw at the plate as Valdivinos scores on that base hit from Danny Bustamante.
And with that, the 10-run situation is now in effect.
Bustamante going to come out.
This will be a courtesy runner.
Courtesy runner number 15 for the Colts.
Should be Cleveland.
Cody Cleveland.
Cody Cleveland.
Pay your attention, please. A new runner at first base. Number 15, Cody Cleveland.
Cleveland running for Bustamante. 12-2, the lead now for the Colts. And again, they've messed up my score sheet as Howard is the 10th batter of the inning. Called strike 1 by the home plate umpire. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Howard's already drawn a walk and scored a run. Runners at the first and second base for the Colts. Turner looks at second and comes home. Curveball hangs high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Trillo at first base. No, sorry, Trillo at second. Cleveland at first. 2 outs in the inning for Turner. The 1-1 pitch, turn and look at second. Nobody really covering. Just trying to deke the runner Trillo back to the bag. Josue Martinez is getting close over there. The pitch home is swung on and missed by Gannon Howard. Turner ahead in the count, 1-2. Turner comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed as Turner gets the strikeout to end the inning for Bowie here, but not before some more damage is done by the Colts. We'll end the inning with Arlington up 12-2. Bowie most likely down to their last half inning here with the 10-run rule looming. We'll step aside and go visit our sponsors here. This is high school baseball presented by Zach Arnold Productions, sponsored by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the ZAP network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpus to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com. Whenever a plumbing problem hits your home, experience matters. Pipe & Peak is a family-owned residential plumbing company with 16 years of experience that you can trust. They handle everything from yard leaks and slab leaks to tunnel work, and they're specialists in replacing old cast iron pipe. No job is too big or too small, and their pricing stays competitive. If you're seeing signs of aging pipes, now's the time to act. Send an email to Caleb Renfro to see how Pipe and Peak can help your home.
Welcome back to Colt Field. Danny Bustamante takes the mound for his 5th inning of work, looking for a complete game here as Arlington is ahead by 10 runs here in the top of the 5th. Unless Bowie can score here, the 10-run rule would be invoked and Arlington would get the win. Bowie looking to get something on the board here with their 8, 9, and 1 batters here in the inning. Andrew Calzada, the catcher, leading off for the Volunteers. Darian Brown, who's made some good catches out in left field, is on deck. And then back to the top of the order, Jackson Turner, the current pitcher for Bowie, is in the hole. Calzada, Brown, Turner, the 1, 2, 3 batters for Bowie this half inning. Umpire gets ready to come back to call some balls and strikes here for us. Calzada steps in and he's ready to take his cuts against Danny Bustamante. Squares to bunt, bunts it foul behind the home plate into the backstop for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch from Bustamante is fly to the right side, foul back into the parking lot. Hope we don't hear any crashing windows back there. Count goes to 0-2 on Calzada. Where was that pitch? Curveball inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Calzada stays alive. Bustamante's 1-2 pitch. Curveball hangs a little high that time. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch on the way. In there for the umpire to call that one called third strike. Calzada goes down on the backwards K, looking for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Darian Brown, the left fielder. His only time at the plate tonight was a strikeout victim to Bustamante.
Darian Brown.
Strikeout number 11 for Busta here in this ball game. First delivery to the left-handed batting Darian Brown is a ball outside. Swung on and missed on the heater. Bustamante quickly up. One ball, one strike. Swung on and missed. 0-2 on Darian Brown. Bustamante up in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The set. The pitch. Fouled into the netting behind home plate. Count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good job by Brown there to take a hack at it and stay alive. Brown steps back into that left-handed batting box. The 1-2 again. Swung on and hit the left field. That's right in the glove of the shortstop, Colin Murphy. Little blooper out to shortstop that Murphy hauls in for out number 2.
That was some solid contact, but some even better range by the shortstop. Brown hit it in a direction where you thought the defense was not, but when you're playing that shortstop position, you got to be able to cover a lot of ground, and that's exactly what Murphy does.
Yep, I stood up out of my seat because I thought it was headed into left field, but Murphy tracked it down. 2 outs in the inning now. Top of the order, Jackson Turner up to the plate. Curveball swung on and missed. Had Jackson Turner completely fooled on that one. Bowie down to their last out here. Turner with 2 base hits tonight, swings and misses at the second offering from Bustamante. Quickly down 0-2 here. Base hit and scored in the first inning, base hit and stranded in the third. 0-2 delivery. Curveball swung on, missed, dropped in the dirt. Alvarado throws down to first, and hello win column for the Colts. Arlington High wins the game on the run rule, 12-2 over the Bowie Volunteers. We will step aside and take a short break as we anticipate the postgame show presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Con un amplio y auténtico menú, satisface tus antojos o prepara tu próximo evento con nosotros. Visítanos todos los martes para disfrutar de Taco Tuesday con 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrar sucursales cercanas o hacer pedidos en línea, visita taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Field Ops North Texas is the trusted name in athletic field marketing for schools, teams, leagues, and tournaments. They even do commercial landscaping. The better question is, what can't they do? With fast turnaround times and proven expertise, they make sure your grounds look unbeatable every time. Call 817-908-2194 to find out more.
Welcome back to Colt Field. Alongside my pops Doug, I'm Zach Arnold. I was a little absent for a part of this broadcast as we were working on getting you some of this exclusive access like what you see with Cam, the cameraman, down there out on the third baseline watching Arlington celebrate their 12-2 win as they move to 6-1 in district play, taking care of Bowie in fairly convincing fashion with those 5 runs plated back in the 4th inning that made up the final margin.
Yeah, the bats were alive tonight. There were a few misplays, but it was doubles, triples, singles. You know, an error and a hit by pitch here and there by Bowie put some runners on board, but by and large, the Colts really got bat on ball tonight to win this one in convincing fashion, 12-2. Bustamante on the mound, a strong performance from the mound. He started off a little shaky in that first inning, hitting a batter, giving up a base hit, a couple of base hits, but then he struck out the side ultimately with one swinging strikeout and 2 strikeouts, looking to stop the Bowie scoring in the first inning.
Thank you, sir.
But he ended up with 12 strikeouts on the evening in the complete game.
Yeah, it's a complete game win, 12 strikeouts, as you mentioned. By my tally, only 4 or 5 hits allowed. So just a very, very complete performance in this complete game victory. And it's a quick turnaround for both of these teams. For Arlington, they have some momentum now. For Bowie, it's a quick rebound as they have to face this same team in less than 24 hours.
Well, again, it's the woes of the bats are continuing for Bowie as they just can't seem to get bat on ball when they're striking out 12 times. Of course, you have to take into account that Bustamante is one of the premier pitchers in the district. And so they were facing a very tough opponent. We'll see how they bounce back tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely.
When they most likely will face Brendan Buechel, who's not any easier, but at least he's not Bustamante.
That's not saying much.
No, but that's the best I got. I mean, it's been tough to watch. We want to root for Bowie, and we always want to present their kids in the best light as we can. But so far, it's been kind of a tough season. And Coach, I'm not saying anything that Coach Johnson doesn't know.
Right.
And that he hasn't said himself.
Right. Post-game shows presented by John Wade Roofing. He has been serving the Arlington area for over 40 years. The next time you have roofing needs, gutters, painting, solar, or more, call the family that does more at 817-265-5520. With triple the cameras, we have triple the cleanup to do, so we don't want to stay any longer than we need to. Pops, any final thoughts on the production, on the ball game in its totality as we make history with our first 3-camera broadcast in AISD. I think it's the first time it's been done since the Arlington telecable days back in the 80s.
Well, I'm excited to see the growth in the Zach Arnold Productions and what we're able to bring the public from out behind the paywall. There's no paywall for Zach Arnold Productions. We do encourage you to visit our sponsors and treat them kindly and visit their businesses, and so that we can stay alive here on Zach Arnold Productions and continue to bringing you high-quality production, hopefully some high-quality play-by-play, and just some exciting talent as seen by these athletes here in Arlington ISD, the Arlington ISD Game of the Week. And we'll be bringing you part 2 tomorrow night here on Zach Arnold Productions from the ballpark at Bowie this time on the southeast side of town.
That's right. We will be bringing you that district action, the continuation of this series, with a currently scheduled 7 p.m. first pitch, and we will be there for all of the play-by-play. Play-by-play today was my pops, Doug. My mom, Patsy, was the producer. Camera 1 didn't have anybody, but camera 2 was our TCC intern, Cameron. Camera 3 was our TCC intern, Chaz. Video producer was TCC student intern, John Ethan. And I'm director, Zach of all trades, Zach Arnold, thanking you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. We'll see you all tomorrow for Game 2 at the ballpark at Bowie. But for now, we hope you all have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow.